This was my first one, and I have to say this was absolutely phenomenal.
Hi, I'm Elisa Gums with Black Enterprise here at our Black Men Excel Spotlight Series with one of our many Men of Excellence. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you. My name is Adrion Porter. I'm a workplace consultant, speaker, and the founder of Mid-Career Mastery, which is not only a platform, but also a strategic thought partner to organizations to help them and help their professionals in those pivotal middle years, i.e. midlife, mid-career, 40 plus, or even mid-level, when they're feeling stuck and stagnant in their career, helping them get unstuck so they can thrive and maximize their impact on the world.
And what led you to the work that you do?
Wow, great question. So what led me to the work that I do is really through my own personal experience and my own personal pain and malaise in my middle years. When I got laid off back in my early 40s, I wanted to really understand why I felt that way, why I was feeling stuck and in that pivotal middle years. So I wanted to create a platform to help people do that. So I used my previous 20 years corporate experience. I'm a recovering corporate marketer, as I like to tell people. But using that experience and the lessons that I learned to help others who are in that pivotal middle season of their lives get unstuck. So I wanted to be the change you wish to seek in the world, and that's what I do.
Is there any advice that you got early in your career that still sticks with you to this day?
Wow, early advice that I got in my career that sticks with me. I would say, honestly, the one that immediately comes to mind is about the power of relationships. The undeniable power of nurturing and cultivating the relationships along your way. Because without relationships, to me, that your pathway to success becomes impeded. And to me, relationships and the network that you nurture in your circle of influence is really central to that growth. So I utilize that advice that I got years ago in everything that I do today.
How has mentorship impacted your life and your career?
Mentorship, those are one of those words that I can't say more than enough. So mentorship has impacted me, just embracing it. So I always like to say, when I think about and talk about mentorship, I always like to add the word mutual before, because a lot of times when people define mentorship, usually it's a one-way street of value, right? Senior leader to incoming leader or early career. But to me, the power of mentorship is that you can learn from anyone at any age. And so whether it's from a baby boomer to a millennial or a Gen Z to a Gen X or vice versa, mentorship, mutual mentorship to me is really important. So I think if more of us, including myself, if we really value the power of mutual knowledge share, then that's the way we all succeed.
Who's been one of the key mentors in your life, and what did they teach you?
Wow, do we have enough time? So who has been one of the key mentors in my life? Honestly, there's so many to name. I had many individuals along the way that have mentored me, and it's not just when I'm in person and one-on-one conversations. I've had virtual mentors. Black Enterprise has been an early mentor to me since the early 90s when I became serious about career after I graduated high school. And so just through the content, my first boss who hired me, all of those individuals along the way, too many to name, has been mentoring me throughout my journey. Anytime that I receive value or a lesson that I'm able to learn from, that's a mentor to me.
How would you describe your leadership style?
So I would describe my leadership style, and that's actually a great question, because I came up with what I like to call the 4 V's of powerful leadership, which is being visible, vocal, visionary, and valuable. And I try to implement that in what I do as a leader. So let me just break that and unpack that a little bit. So being visible, as a leader, you have to show up. You have to be present. If you're not there, you can't lead. To be vocal is all about communicating value, expressing your thoughts, your thought leadership, sharing ideas, whether it's vocally or verbally or in any presence. And then to be visionary, the way I like to do as a leader is to cast a vision, to let people know how to get from point A to point B. To me, a visionary leader helps people get from here to there. And then at the most important element of the 4 V's of powerful leadership is to be valuable. That's all about giving back, making sure that you're invested in others. And that's what I try to do to be an effective and powerful leader.
What has been one of your greatest challenges, and what do you think is the biggest challenge that Black men in corporate America face?
Wow, so one of the biggest challenges that Black men in corporate America face to me is all about narrative and story. And so unfortunately, the narrative of the Black man typically tends to skew in the negative context, right? Which is why Black men excel at the summit at Black Enterprise is so valuable. And so to me, that has been an ongoing challenge, but what we have to do is to attack that narrative and redefine the narrative of Black men overall. Tell our story, showcase the successful individuals, showcase the Black men who are mentors, who are being mentored by others, and redefine, reframe the narrative of the Black man. And that has been the challenge, but with summits like this and the relationship that we have with others like Black Enterprise, that narrative will change, and I feel happy about that.
Let's go from challenges to successes. Tell us about one of your biggest wins.
Wow, one of my most biggest wins, honestly, probably happens every day, because to me, I define a win as when I'm able to add value to others, or when I see my family member, or my wife or my kids being successful, or when I see others being successful, I'm winning. And so to me, whether it's a milestone that I've achieved, or a client that I've brought on, or just helping people get from point A to point B, that's when I feel that I'm shining, I'm winning, when others are winning.
Is there sort of one that stands out in your mind as like a,
yeah, besides winning my high school talent show when I did Bobby Brown, My Prerogative, some years ago, we won't count that as a win, but it was a win. I would say just whether it's, just bringing on a new client, or honestly, a big win would be just being able to nurture relationships with content providers like Black Enterprise, or being in, recently I was in Essence Magazine, print magazine, for an article on Gen X leaders. So again, there's so many wins to me, but I don't define winning as just monetary value or professional success. Is that when I see someone else smile or shine or win, that's when I'm winning.
So you just told us about your definition of winning.
Yes.
What's your definition of success?
Great question. So to me, the definition of success is when that success can be transformed into significance. And so I like to talk about success in the framework of significance. So you're successful when you feel that you've been significant. And what is significance to me? Significance is when you're living and working and operating in a point of purpose and point of meaning and value. And so many times we define success, again, through monetary or external definitions, right? The positions that you've obtained, the revenue that you've generated, the career that you have, which are all great markers of success. But to me, let's not just talk about success, let's talk about significance. How do we transform from just being successful to being significant? What value, what legacy are you leaving for others? That's where I think success, when it really is potent and it's impactful, is when you can say that you also are significant.
What makes you a Black man who excels?
What makes me a Black man that excels? Well, first, as you can see, I'm a proud Black man, so by definition. But I'm excelling when others excel. My purpose, and we're all on this journey to find our purpose. And so to me, my North Star higher order purpose, which I had to define is when to help others turn up the volume on their best selves so they can maximize their impact on the world. And to me, I'm excelling when others are able to maximize their impact. I'm excelling when I can see others are defining and being successful in who they are, what they do, and why they matter. And when they're excelling, then I'm excelling.
Thank you so much.